What are the best isekai anime to watch? Imagine getting summoned to a different world that is so far from your own. This is the kind of imagery that a good isekai anime will give you. The Japanese word isekai translates to another world. Isekai anime features a story where characters have to adapt to another world. Whether through transporting, experiencing a rebirth, or getting caught in a parallel universe. A good isekai anime makes both the characters and new world they come to interesting to watch. Although isekai anime is a popular genre, finding the top isekai anime for you takes time. There are loads of isekai anime to watch which are a combination of classic and contemporary. In isekai anime you may see a protagonist who ends up getting summoned in a foreign world. Without a clue where they are, they have to survive and fight all obstacles along the way. Other isekai anime involves the reverse where a magical creature stumbles on Earth. Both characters need to learn how to live the ways of their world and deviate it for the better. I mean, what's the point of getting transported to another world if you end up the same? Number 1. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Topping our list of the best isekai anime is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, an anime television series adaptation by 8-Bit. It takes us to the journey of the 37-year-old Satoru Mikami as he gets whisked away in an alternate world. Number 2. Overlord. For sure, hardcore online gamers out there can totally relate to Momonga who gets trapped inside the MMORPG game he has been playing for so long. This isekai anime by Kugane Maruyama is dedicated to anime lovers and MMORPG gamers who like to indulge in their fantasy of being part of the virtual world. Number 3. The Rising of the Shield Hero. Since the Rising of the Shield Hero's inception in 2015, otakus have been finding delight in watching this isekai anime that features your not-so-typical anti-hero protagonist that was destined to save the world. Not to mention, that it brims with well-crafted side characters from Naofumi, protagonist, to Raphtalia to Philo to Melty. Number 4. No Game No Life. Since isekai is about getting transported into another world, how about we bring you the 2014 anime series No Game No Life where the god is the god of games. Get bedazzled by its interesting world lore. It may have ended but you can watch it on different sites. Number 5. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Filled with eki rumor conflated with elements of the best isekai anime, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, also known as Isekai Mao to Shuken Shouju no Dore Majutsu, is an anime series that centers around Takuma Sakamoto as he gets transported into his favorite MMORPG game. If you loved Overlord, you'll definitely love this too. Number 6. Wise Man's Grandchild. Wise Man's Grandchild just proves to us that nothing is coincidental in life. Who would have thought that a genius computer programmer and machine specialist could use his knowledge in another world of knights and magic? This series was voted by our community as one of the best isekai anime. Number 7. Death March to the Parallel World. Rhapsody. Knowing that you are a 29-year-old programmer in real life, what would you do if one day you wake up in a fantasy world of RPG trapped in a body of a 15-year-old? If stories like that tickle your fancy, then Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody would really be one of the best isekai anime for you. Number 8. Konosuba. Perhaps, it was Konosuba's humor and gag that made this it land on the list of the best series under the isekai genre. Expect a lot of laughter since every character has their own defining gimmick, let alone Kazuma Sato. This isekai parody started out as a web novel, so if you are interested, it is readily available for watching. Number 9. Sword Art Online. Is Sword Art Online really an isekai anime? The answer is a big yes. Not just your typical one but definitely one of the best isekai anime of all time. With its action-packed adventure that is set in a virtual gaming world, you can get captivated by its youthful vibe. Give it a try. Number 10. Re:0 Starting Life in Another World. Re:0 Starting Life in Another World is an anime television series adaptation released in 2015 by Kadokawa. It focuses on Natsuki Subaru who finds out he can't die after being suddenly transported to another world. Number 11. Gate is an anime television series adaptation released in 2015 based on the isekai Japanese manga by Takumi Yanai. It follows the aftermath of a gate opening which allowed access to a fantasy world. Number 12. The Devil is a Part-Timer. Well, if you think watching a typical isekai would just get you bored, why not try this reverse isekai anime series The Devil is a Part-Timer? This Satoshi Wagahara creation follows the life of a demon kind as he enters and lives in Tokyo, Japan. It had a good 3-year run from 2012 to 2015. Number 13 Saga of Tanya. The evil and office worker is resurrected in an alternate world by being X as a girl. As Tanya de Gorechev, she joins the country's military and applies the same ruthless performance from his previous life to her military career. Number 14 In Another World with My Smartphone. In Another World with My Smartphone is an anime television series based on the Japanese light novel series of the same name. It is about Tuya Mochizuki who is resurrected in another world after God accidentally kills him. Number 15 Log Horizon is a 25-episode anime adaptation of a novel of the same name. It is produced by Satellite. It follows Shiro and friends as they are trapped in the popular virtual MMORPG, Elder Tale, after the game's latest update. Number 16 Seven Deadly Sins. The Seven Deadly Sins, also known as Nanatsu no Taizai, is a fantasy anime where a group of knights is disbanded. 10 years later, there's a coup d'état. The king is captured. The princess then starts a journey to find the Seven Deadly Sins. Number 17 Blood Lad. Blood Lad is an anime fantasy series released in 2013. It first aired on July 7, 2013, and ended with its 10th and final episode on September 8, 2013. It features the story of Stas Charlie Blood and his vampire gang. Number 18 Drifters. Drifters is a 12-episode anime series created by Kota Hirano. Various historical fighters are summoned from across time to wage war on each other, with the fate of the world in the balance. Number 19 Isekai Cheat Magician. Isekai Cheat Magician is a Japanese anime television series adaptation by Encourage Films released in 2019. It centers on Nishimura Taichi and Azuma Rin transported into an unknown land full of monsters, beastmen, dwarves and more. Number 20 Isekai Quartet. Isekai Quartet is a Japanese anime series wherein the world of Isekai series Konosuba, Overlord, Re: starting life in another world, and the saga of Tanya the Evil collide and crossover resulting in chaos. This is a chibi-style anime. Number 21 Restaurant to Another World. Restaurant to Another World, also known as Isekai Shokudo, is an anime television series adaptation. It centers on the restaurant Western Cuisine Nekoya, which opens in Secrete on Saturdays for unique guests from a parallel world. Number 22 Mondaji. Mondaji, also known as Problem Children Are Coming from Another World, Aren't They?, is 2013 anime TV adaptation series. It follows 3 teenagers who receive a mysterious invitation transporting them in another world called Little Garden. Number 23 Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, also known as Grimgar, Ashes and Illusions is an isekai anime based on a manga of the same name. It follows the adventures of Haruhiro in a fantastic world called Grimgar after he wakes up with no memories. Number 24 Outbreak Company. Outbreak Company is one of the best isekai anime released in 2013 based on the manga of the same name written by Kiri Kajiya. It centers on otaku Shinichi Kano who is kidnapped and wakes up in an alternate world with a fantasy setup. Number 25 Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is a Japanese animated series that takes place in a fictional world populated by wizards who coalesce into guilds. Lucy joins Fairy Tail, a guild famous for its destructive antics, and her adventure begins. Number 26 Death Parade. The Quindecim Bar hosts games between the recently deceased that determine the fate of their souls. Death Parade spawned from the short film Death Billiards, which was part of the Young Animator Training Project's Anime Mirai 2013. Number 27 Inuyasha. Inuyasha is a feudal fantasy romance anime based on the manga series of the same name by Rumiko Takahashi. This anime was broadcasted at the Weekly Shonen Sunday from 1996 to 2008. Number 28 Familiar of Zero, Night of the Twin Moons. The Familiar of Zero is an isekai anime television series based on the Japanese light novel of the same name. It follows Saito who is suddenly summoned to the magical kingdom of Halkaginia and becomes a servant of Louise. Number 29 Spirited Away. Spirited Away is a Japanese movie written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. It follows the story of yokai and the spirit world and mythology of Japan. Chihiro and her parents are traveling to their new home when they enter a magical world. Number 30. Creators. Creators is a Japanese anime television series exclusively streamed by Amazon, which is based on the manga Creators One More, by Yuki Kumagai. It's Sota Mizushino who got involved in a battle between several characters in the real world. Number 31. Digimon Adventure. Digimon Adventure, also known as Digimon, Digital Monsters, is a Japanese anime television series created by Akiyoshi Hongo. It follows the adventures of a group of children in the digital world to save the world from evil. Number 32. The 12 Kingdoms. The 12 Kingdoms, also known as Record of 12 Countries, is an isekai anime released in 2002. It follows Yuko Nakajima's journey in a mystic world after he was approached by a strange man claiming he is the ruler of his kingdom. Number 33. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, or Kaguya-sama wa Kokurasatai Tensai Tachi no Rene Zunusen, is a romantic comedy school anime that premiered on Winter 2019. The psychological anime first aired on January 12, 2019, and will end on March 30, 2019. Number 34. Cardcaptor Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura is an action fantasy adventure magic anime TV series based on a manga written by Clamp. Aired from 1998 to 2000, this anime was written by Nanase Okawa and directed by Morio Asaka. Number 35. Magic Knight Rayearth. Magic Knight Rayearth is a Japanese anime series wherein 3 schoolgirls from Tokyo were transported to the magical land of the Rune Gods. With their guide Makona, the 3 went on a quest to rescue the princess and return home. Number 36. Hacked Sign is an anime television series released in 2002 by Studio B Train and Bandai Visual. It centers on Tsukasa, who is stuck in an online role-playing game, The World, which is full of magic and monsters after he wakes up inside it. Number 37. Now and Then, Here and There. Now and Then, Here and There, also known as Ima, Soko ni Iru Boku, is a Japanese anime television series released in 1999. It is about Shuzo Matsutani, who is transported to another world after attempting to save an unknown girl. Number 38. Fushigi Yugi. Fushigi Yugi, also known as The Mysterious Play or Curious Play, is a Japanese animated series based on the manga of the same name. It centers on Miyaka Yuki and Yui Hongo, who were taken into the book called The Universe of the Four Gods. Number 39. The Girl in Twilight. The Girl in Twilight, Akinisasu Shoujo, is a Japanese isekai anime series released in 2018 by the Animax channel. It follows the adventures of high school student Asuka Tsuchimiya and her friends after opening a door to a parallel world. Number 40. The Vision of Escaflowne. The Vision of Escaflowne is a fantasy romance anime directed by Kazuki Akane and written by Shoji Kawamori, released in 1996. It follows the adventures of Hitomi Kanzaki after she is transported to the world of Gia.